I like this camera, my God.
You're the nice one. Everyone's nice. Well, thank you so much.
Did a good job.
Any special bonding moments you can recall?
Hosting tonight? Yes, so I'm really excited.
Who are you representing?
My name's Ava from On the Spot Interview.
Elle Fanning.
Incredible.
Hello everyone, it's Ava Amantea from On the Spot Interviews, and I'm sorry I've been kind of missing in action lately, but I am back. I'm back on my channel with a very special guest. Can you introduce yourself for us?
Hi, my name is Phil Johnson. I'm the director of Einstein's God Model, among other things, and we're here to talk a little bit about the film.
Yes, you're the director of Einstein's God Model, among many other things, not just other things. And you've been really taking a passion that you've had since you were younger and bringing your ideas to fruition. So how did you make sure, when you first had the idea of wanting to work in the entertainment industry, despite having a lot of other passions at the time as well, that you made time for that and you realized that like you could do it?
Well, I called up a friend of mine named Kenneth Hughes, who's the producer and also one of the actors in the film. And I told him the idea for the film, and he really liked it, and he liked the script. So we shot in Chicago, where we were joined by another producer named Craig Dow. We did post-production almost everywhere. We did post-sound at the Technicolor Labs on the Paramount Pictures lot. Wow. And we had a visual effects supervisor from DreamWorks named Eric Tillmans that was kind of coordinating all of us working on the effects. And it was a pretty time-consuming post-production.
Of course. Now we have so much more technology with visual effects, with CGIs, with all of that. What kind of technologies did you play around with to kind of have the sci-fi theme, the sci-fi mise-en-scène, just that whole vibe, and the visual effects too?
There's actually very little CGI in the film, and ironically we've gotten criticized for it being such a CGI heavy movie, but most of the effects are analog.
Okay.
For instance, there are some scenes with very surreal, slow snowfall that we achieved by dropping crushed eggshells into an aquarium full of baby oil against a black background. And when we composited that over the picture, it gave this real nice effect. It's something that didn't seem like reality, but you recognized it from reality. Like you said, technology is getting to the point these days where you can afford equipment like software, computers, cameras, lenses, etc., that allow you to make a pretty decent looking film.
Yes, very true. And yeah, the standard of what's considered a good film or what's considered as bringing something new is the standards are higher.
Right.
For sure.
Even 10 years ago, you could get away with a little bit of poor production quality, and it was called edgy. It's called,
That's a positive thing, right? If something's edgy.
It is. But now, critics and audiences, they aren't as forgiving anymore. They're like, no, we don't want to see a student film. We want to see something that looks like what we see on Netflix or in the theater.
And student films even, shout out to LMU, where I go. The standards, I would say, are very high for student films, right? Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah. So the next generation is hopefully following in your footsteps. And I wanted to also mention, with your movie Einstein's God Model, and other things you've done, they're very science heavy, and I'm just wondering if you think your background in healthcare and in literally like being in an operating room has either directly or indirectly kind of influenced your love of science and your love of kind of making videos and making films that at the end of the day get people thinking, what is life, where are we?
Definitely directly.
Directly, okay.
Both myself and Kenneth have an extreme passion for science, and not just medical science, like in my case, but in physics and theoretical physics. In fact, the title for the film comes from a lecture my physics professor gave, where he described Einstein drawing the diagram on the blackboard.
Like you said, like the standards of just film in terms of like mise-en-scène and cinema are so high, but also the standards for making people leave a movie with a connection afterwards, or making a movie that makes people think after they see it, like those standards are higher too, and you kind of checked off all those boxes.
That was one of the biggest compliments we get from audiences is, they would say, yeah, we were talking about it on the way home, or we were thinking about it, and days later, we'd get emails from them.
I would say that back to like the whole idea of catering to my audience. I'm a lot of my viewers are on the younger side, and we're in such a time where STEM or STEAM, as you call it, which we will address, that's been at the forefront of a lot of middle schools, even elementary schools.
Yeah, well, it's really nice to hear that a lot of your schools are having a STEM focus. And for those in your audience who don't know what STEM is, it stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And lately, a lot of people have been using the word STEAM, where they throw art into the equation. So it's science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we found that was very exciting, was that art is a very effective way to inspire people about science, and to teach a little bit too, but mostly to inspire. And in fact, we had a conversation with Kip Thorne, who recently won the Nobel Prize for gravitational waves. And he said the same thing, that the primary focus of science films should be to inspire young people. And that's our primary goal as well. We want to get kids excited about science. Even if you don't go into a STEAM career, which we want you to, but even if you don't, as long as you develop a passion and an interest and a curiosity about science, because not to be hyperbolic, but it just seems like lately in our culture, science and art are under attack.
I've noticed. And I think that Einstein's God model, the film, invites audiences to take a step back and question, maybe even question some of the theories in the film, because you didn't force it down their throats. You made it an inviting experience.
Yeah, we actually love it when people challenge us on the theories in the film or the accuracy of the science, and that's kind of a crossover from science itself.
It is.
Science gets very excited when it's proven wrong, and it's a disappointment, but then they know, okay, that was the wrong path. Let's go down this path.
Einstein's God model, it's been very successful, so congratulations on that. And I know you're doing a sequel for it.
We are planning a series. It is a sequel to the film, and we have some very fascinating people involved with the project, both in terms of acting and scientists. And yeah, we're really excited about it. And again, the whole drive of the series is to bring STEAM to all audiences, but especially to your demographic, to kids in college, kids in high school, or even younger. And we're trying to write exciting adventure stories where the science in the stories is based on real science.
I love that.
And hopefully that'll inspire kids to learn more about parallel universes, more about M theory.
Science can be so daunting. It really can. And so based on the numbers and the theories, that sometimes we get caught up in that and we're like, this could never be fun. Like, how are you going to make this fun? How are you going to make memorizing this theory and doing this formula fun? And you found a way to do it.
Well, scientists should be rock stars. I mean,
I agree.
In the 1800s, they used to tour, giving lectures, sold out, like concerts.
Wow.
And it was kind of a Renaissance period. And I think that's starting to come back a little bit. Like not too long ago, Neil deGrasse Tyson was down in Long Beach, and you could go hear him speak. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to keep that growing, continue that momentum.
Well, you're helping in that movement for sure.
I hope so.
You are. Well, thank you so much for this interview. I had a great time not only learning more about you and your story and about the film, but also about your opinions and advice for this next generation of future STEM or STEAM students, and how we can all come together and realize that two worlds that might have been very different or very separate actually do go hand in hand. So.
I did bring a surprise guest. We have one of the actors from the series here today. And yeah, if you'd like to meet her, I'll bring her on. Come here. Oh yeah. So, this is Joey. Hey, sit.
Hi, Joey. Hi. Are you camera shy? Oh, she's like acting like a diva. I'm so sorry we had to wake you up, but you had to be on set. Look at that face. I love this dog, guys. Look at her. She's such a good girl.
All right, good job. Press junket's over.
She likes the spotlight, so. I'd love for the viewers, and people who visit your website or my channel to have a way to keep up with future updates. If you want to plug the website and then any social media we can find.
If you go to einsteinsgodmodel.com, all one word, you'll see links for all our social media there, and Facebook's probably the easiest way to keep up to date on the latest developments. And not only do we post information about the series and the film, but we also post really interesting science articles. So you can keep up to date on the latest science. And if you want to watch the film, it's on Amazon Prime and iTunes and Google Play, all the usual platforms. And if you watch it and you like it, or if you don't like it, if you could give us a review on Amazon, that would be fantastic. That is the lifeblood for independent films. So it's a nice way to support art. Only takes a few minutes. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay.
Oh, great. Well, thank you
for inviting me.
Great job. More power to us.
All right. Is that a wrap? Yeah. Okay.